Hey everyone, Morgan here. So today I want to talk about the trucker strike, and I want to talk about a few things of recent news that I just read like a couple days ago, okay? A lot of people are believing that this trucker strike is because they're protesting Biden. However, every source that I've been seeing has been saying that they're actually not political, and this trucker strike has been planned since before even COVID, because truckers are underpaid, they're overworked, and they want some recognition, right? Now, which truckers could potentially go on strike? Now, this is the question. We don't really know exactly which specific truckers, like, whether they truck oil or milk or, foods, toilet paper, right? I guess that must be why there's another shortage of toilet paper, which I have another video coming up on that, on shortages. So, we don't really know exactly which truckers specifically are going to be striking. But if the strike happens at the end of this month, November 29th, they said, was going to be happening on November 29th, 2020 is when they expected the strike to happen. Now, I've also been reading reports that the truckers don't want to strike. Like, they're saying, look, let's hold off. Right now is not the time to be doing this strike. Let's not do this. A lot of people are in the trucker industry are advocating against this, because they're just saying, now is not the time to be doing this. But does that mean that it's coming full stop? We don't know. So we just have to be prepared. This doesn't really change the way that we prep. We're still prepping food. We're still prepping toilet paper, I guess. We're still prepping all the things that, are basic needs, right? And so, but the thing is, this trucker strike has really, I think, brought a lot of attention to the fact that truckers are kind of like the lifeline of our society. It's trucks and trains, like they move and transport so many goods, all of our goods, pretty much all of our goods, right? Unless it's going internationally or, mail is flying or something like that. But anyway, most of our stuff is trucks, trains, things like that. And so that stuff were to come to a halt because of whatever reason. I think that this trucker strike, we talked about this, the Lord Humongous live stream with Prepper Logic. We talked about this in the last live stream on the Lord Humongous's channel. And we were talking about the trucker strike, and Eric, Lord Humongous, he brought up a really good point of, it's probably going to be pretty localized. It's probably not going to be, even if they do strike, it's probably not going to be such on a national scale. It'll be a pretty localized. And when I say, localized, I more mean, it's just not going to be affect everybody on such a wide national scale. Not all truckers are going to be striking. It's only going to be like a small group. And, it will be for, I think they were saying only for a couple days or a day. I've only heard one day, but some people have said 2 or 3 days. But this should not change the way that you prep, but this should make you really aware of how fragile our general system is. We rely so much on truckers to transport goods to us, to the grocery store, to places that we shop, Amazon, places that we buy from, all these places, they use trucks in some way. So if there were a huge disruption in the supply chain because trucks suddenly stopped, whether from a strike or whatever it is, we would be in some trouble, our supply chain. So what more than anything, I want you to take this trucker strike, whether it happens or not, I want you to be aware of it. I want you to understand how fragile our system is. Now, I wrote a blog post recently down below in the description that talks about some ways that we can combat, supply chain disruptions. But also, it shouldn't really change the way that you prep. You're still prepping food. You're still prepping supplies. You're still prepping, I guess, toilet paper. You're still prepping all these things that you will need in a crisis, right? So continue to prep those things. And trucks going on strike or a disruption in the supply chain shouldn't affect you, because you're properly prepared. grocery stores only handle, anywhere from 3 to 5 days worth of food for the community around them. They can only shelve that much. So if you think, they have that food, a week goes by, the grocery stores, if they're not getting a consistent supply, or, they're out, like we've seen of these shortages, they're out because of one reason or another, they're not getting the supply that they need, then, it causes problems, and, people will be real hungry if you're not prepared. So be prepared with all the things that you need, not just food and water and, like I said, I guess toilet paper, but also be prepared for those defensive items as well, just in case desperate people get desperate. With everything that we're saying here, even though I did just mention defense, even though we want to say, it's real funny, I'm going to pop a cap in somebody's butt, if they come after me. But that's something you really got to come to terms with mentally and understand exactly what you're saying. So it's a whole thing. Thank you all so much for watching. Conquer Tomorrow by Preparing Today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this trucker strike. Regardless whether it happens or not, keep prepping. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.